Good evening, guys. Alright, today we will be continuing from where we left off. Now, last class we finished our authentication, that's logging in and registration, and logging out as well. So I gave a task for the logout to be done on your own, and I hope you had fun doing it. Alright, so what is next in our agenda now? If we take a look at the right, we'll see that these are the functionalities we set out to complete. So we've done for retrieve all properties, we've done for retrieve single property, create a property, authenticate, update a property, delete a property, search filtering, user registration. Okay, we have not done search filtering yet, so that is still on the cards. We've done our user registration, our login, and our logout as well. Let's specify logout. Logout authenticated routes. We also need to do our password update and profile update. Okay. Alright, I'm getting somewhere now. Alright, let us start with password update. Okay, but before that, you see this what we specified here as public authenticated. Now let us take a look at that and see why they are called public and why they are called authenticated. Now we use what is called a middleware, and provided by Sanctum, by Laravel, by default is Sanctum for blocking requests that come into our system when users are not authenticated. If you are not logged in, you are not able to access this route. You're not able to access any route within this route group we specified here. Now let me add a simple comment here that says for logged in users, and this one's not added my logout. Then logout, you see I add logout here, but logout isn't meant to be part of the public routes. Logout is meant to be an authenticated route because the user has to be logged in to be able to log out. So let's add it to the top here. Okay, that is it for this. Public route we have a search. Now let us work with the password update first. Before you are able to update your password, you are meant to be logged in. So I'm guessing you know where the function should be, the route should be. It should be part of these guys in the route group for logged in users. And we see routes. Changing your password, I'm going to leave that as a post request. Call this password update. where will we put this our password update? So I would like to put our function inside the hot controller, because password is, it's more of an authentication stuff. So I will be leaving the function inside the password controller. And let's name this, just give it a simple descriptive name, update my password. It's the name of the function there. Okay. Next thing, let's copy this, move into the controller. Create our public function. Name here. From the request. Now we do our normal validation here. Validate. Done. Now for password changing, I'm sure you know the kind of fields we need. We have to take the old password. Old password, or rather current password. Let's name it current password. And we have here current password is required. Password should be equal to what is in the current password should be equal to what is in the database already. So we can simply take this step, like to get user from the database, from DB. Then another one is compare provided password with password in DB. So we can do this, we can take this approach, but I would like to introduce us to a new Laravel concept called rules. So this here is a rule. So I'll be showing you how to create a new rule just to help us create this rule for current password. It will check the database itself for the user's password and compare it with what is passed into this place. Now before we continue, let us go to the documentation for Laravel. Let's browse it here. Laravel rules. So we'll say creating what are we looking for? Okay. make our rule, you have to use this. Alright, let's start from here. Now in our integrated terminal, to open up our integrated terminal in Visual Studio, what we have to do is go here to view, then under view you see a terminal, or you can use this shortcut here. Now in my terminal I will do a simple PHP artisan make rule, then name of my rule will be check current password. That's what I would name my rule. Our rule has been created successfully. Now let us find that rule. Our rule will be inside app rules, and it's here. So we have this rule right here. So this is the function that will call that we will run our logic in, and then this is the error message in case our logic comes back as false. This function returns a boolean value, meaning it's either true or false. Now to write our function, our logic simply is getting the user password and compare with the password being passed into the request. Space that out. Now, how do we get the user's password in the DB? Now don't forget that we have the Laravel stores the user instance of the already authenticated user in the guard called the auth guard. So we can get the user instance from here. Or we have to put in our auth function here sanctum to specify where we are getting the user, the authentication guard we are getting the user from. So we say auth user password. Let's store that into a variable called current user password. Next thing we have is notice that we have this, what we call the value here. The value is actually whatever the value here is whatever is passed into the request of, let's go back to our auth guy here. Anywhere you specify that rule, the value will grab whatever is passed into this request body and move it to that function. Now, how do we check? Here we'll say if current DB password if current DB password is equal to, now we'll do not this, we'll do a hash, import this, make sure you import the hash here, so hash check the value, current, sorry, not this, we have to take the value first. The value is the normal value being passed in. Okay, so it takes in a value and the hashed value. Alright, that will be 4. Okay, let's do some refactoring here. I wanted to do an if this, then return false, if that, return true. Now you notice here that the check function is actually a boolean function. It returns a boolean value, so right, it says it right here. So we can simply do this instead of in an if statement. We just, since this function also returns a boolean which is true or false, we can just simply do here return hash check this. So this is good. So we can edit our error message here and say password incorrect current password. Okay, I think we are good to go. Now let us use our rule. How do we use our rule here? In this, we will just simply call our check current password. We have to import it here, which is by doing this, adding that, and then adding a new here. So this is how you call your custom validation rule. Let us run our project and test it. Or let's complete our update password first. Now that our validation here is complete, now we can simply say let's get the user here. Remember, we have to hash the value. We have to make it encrypted. Hash make, then request.new password. After the update, we are going to send the successful response here, which I can copy from one of these other guys because I'm lazy. Okay, return successful response. Alright, so you're true. Incorrect message. Password delete successfully. And we would like to log out. We would like to log out this user immediately after they change their password and log them back in again. So in that case, we will have to change their password. We have to log them out because they just changed their password, and then log them back in again by giving them a new token. Or we can just simply log them out. I will give them a new token here, so we can just copy this. And there's a lot of repetition here. Just take it from login. Then we delete all his tokens. Give him back. Okay. sure you add the header, accept application JSON. Says here unauthenticated, so you have to log in. Remember your last user. Log in. Okay. I am logged in now, and this is my authorization token. So we have to add this manually to our authorization header. Okay, remember our last tutorials we were talking about adding authorization headers here in the headers tab. So Postman actually makes it easier for us. Instead of us adding our token in here, we can simply go to the authorization tab. Inside here we are going to select the bearer token, and here just paste in our token inside here and save, then send the request. Now our validation rules kick in. Get this right, the current field is required and the new password field is required. Now let's add those guys up. Test our custom rule. Then just put in anything, comma, yeah. And we send. Now you see that our custom rule is working. Incorrect current password. So beautiful. The next one says here new password needs confirmation. So see the next one here should be password. Only the first one should be only one. The new password confirmation should be. So it has to be new password then underscore confirmation. At least we can see that our custom rule is working. Our custom validation rule. Alright, now let us change our password once and for all. And I would like to add some additional rules just to make sure our password is strong. And then here we'll just say minimum length of 6. Run this, you should have to password that is 6 characters. Okay, now our password is password. Our current password is password. Now if we try to send this request again, you'll see that it says we are unauthenticated. That's because we were actually logged out. Now you can try and log in again. Changing the password here, 1234, and boom, our new password works. And come here again and change. Save. Incorrect password. So our system is working. Yes. Okay. Now that is working, let us talk about the assignment on rules. Just a simple task, just for you to get your own rules working, to work with rules. Now let me introduce you to the problem. Now the problem here is not really a problem, it's just convention. I'm trying to change to a new password. What if you input the new password again and press enter? It just keeps updating and updating and updating your new password. You are authenticated here. So the gag now, the task now is to prevent the user to be able to update his password when the current password is still the same. Like basically, my current password is 1234, password 1234. I want you to make sure an error appears here saying this password is the same with the one in the database, therefore it cannot be authenticated, something like that. So if you do not get the task, you can contact me and I can explain further. But let me give you a simple tip that can help. So just a simple tip that can help you here, and that is where you will put your rule. You're going to put your rule inside this new password guy, and then what you're going to be checking for is you check the current user and the new password. If the new password, you check the current user password and the new password the user is inputting. If the new password is equal to the current user password in the DB, then you have to send an error message. You send an error message to the user here saying you cannot change your password to what is in the DB already. So I hope that was understood, and I think that will be the end of the class for today. Alright, please make sure you reach out to me if you have troubles understanding this assignment. I will also write the text down in our Discord. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next class.